Hey there guys, what's going on? Today we've got another video in our best class setups in Modern Warfare series. Season 3 is well and truly underway now, and we are looking at the newest, hottest sidearm in Modern Warfare, the Renetti pistol. This 9mm pistol is pretty standard, nothing super special about it until you do get it to rank 46, which is actually the final level of it. And you do unlock the burst fire mod in the barrel slot. And then you got a completely different beast entirely. Hear me out. And this is not a mistake. This pistol can one burst at close range, which is absurdly overpowered when you are sprinting around. Ducking in and out of cover, you are absolutely insane. Especially when you do consider the lethality versus this thing just being a sidearm. You'll typically be getting 1 to 2 burst kills at medium range, and they're not as powerful at long range, but you can still get some decent kills on bad players. This is definitely one of the most powerful sidearms in the game at the moment. I'd say right up there with the 357 Snake Shot. But just before we do get into talking about this overpowered Renetti class setup, let's try and get this video to 15 likes. You guys have been absolutely crushing it recently, and I'm so proud of all you guys for all the support for the videos and that they've received recently. So huge thank you to you guys for supporting me and my videos. We did, of course, recently pass 900 subscribers somehow, which is absolutely insane. Apparently this video went off overnight, and we are well on our way to 1,000 now. Also, 96.2% of you watching this video, and I'm talking directly to you right now, are not subscribed. So if you are new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you get notified when my videos go live. Let's try and get this number closer to 90%. So let's talk about this new 3-burst pistol in Modern Warfare. So the key points here: 3-burst pistol, potential 1 burst at close range, 2 burst at medium range, and surprisingly effective at long range. But I'd still recommend you do get a little bit closer than fighting at long range. Fast, mobile, and frighteningly accurate. This is one of the scarier weapons in the game at the moment. If you do run into someone sprinting around the corner with this, you're probably done. I'm serious, this thing is an absolute melt machine at most ranges, which is absolutely wild. Season 3 has brought us some absolute gems, and I'll probably be looking at the SKS very soon, so do stay tuned for that. Let's talk about this class here, because there is some really interesting stuff with this one, stuff that I've not used in a class setup before. So I've actually received some comments recently from you guys that are a little bit frustrated with me not showing the attachments for the main weapon of the video until the end. I'm going to show it here for you guys, and that's completely fine if you just want to dip out at this stage. I do also appreciate you sticking around and watching up to this point. Go melt people with this, but for the rest of you, I'm going to go into a little bit more depth explaining all of these attachments like we normally do. If you are going to dip out at this stage, thank you very much for watching, I do appreciate it. So we'll start off with the primary perks and grenade choices here. We'll go over them quite quickly because they're pretty much the same on most of my classes. Normally, with a pistol sidearm class, we do rock the riot shield just for the added protection and a little bit of toxicity, but I've recently learned a little bit of a trick that you can pull off to make this Renetti sidearm even more effective. The usual problem I face is not having enough bullets for this sidearm to rock it as a primary, but here we've got a little bit of a secret going on. The Renetti does fire 9mm rounds, so if you do throw on the MP5 here and the fully loaded perk, you'll receive max ammo for your Renetti too, which is actually pretty wild. You can put whatever other attachments you do like on the MP5, that's really up to you. I do have a video here if you do want an example class. And the perk meta has mostly stabilized at the moment, with a lot of people choosing to run these 3 perks. Perk 1, we do have EOD here for not dying to explosives, because no one likes dying to the guy throwing infinity C4s around. Or Quick Fix is also a very powerful option for getting that health regeneration started as soon as you do get a kill, which is really powerful if you do get into a gunfight and then somebody shoots you, you get the kill, you'll start regenerating straight away, which is more powerful than a stim shot sometimes. Perk 2, we do have Ghost here, which is perfect for staying off the radar. Fantastic option for staying hidden on those UAVs. Do note here that High Alert also received a hidden buff recently, and it now indicates the actual direction someone is looking at you from, rather than sort of just an alert that somebody's actually looking at you. It now tells you where they're looking at you from. This can be a really powerful combination, especially when you do take Ghost for the 3rd perk that we have chosen as well, which is Tracker, which does let you see enemy footsteps. You can also see the markers at enemy death locations, and it hides the death markers of enemies that you do kill. Information is really important in a Call of Duty game, and every bit of information that you do give away does help the person try and kill you. So trying to keep that information that you give away to a minimum. That's why we're not really rocking too many lasers anymore, but this is a really powerful combination for stealth and helping you get around the map and sort of control the edges of it. In the lethal slot, we usually roll with the C4, but all of these lethal options do a fantastic job in their own way, so you can pretty much choose whatever you like here. And the tactical is, of course, the stim shot, because I think anything other than the stim shot is a bit of a cheesy strat. Like, flashes and stuns are still overpowered in this game, and they're not doing anything about them, so... And also, getting a 2nd or 3rd chance per life is super powerful. So onto our Renetti class setup here. In the muzzle slot, our first attachment, we have gone with a favorite as usual. This is something that people love around the world, is the monolithic suppressor. Sound suppression and damage range are both really important options for this particular Renetti class setup. With the 3 bursts, we want each bullet dealing its maximum damage at as far away as possible, and you can pretty much make this argument for most of the weapons in the game, bar maybe the snipers. You do lose a little bit of aim down sight speed and aim walking steadiness with this, but it's something that we can sort of afford to give up. Pistols do have naturally quite fast aim down sight speed, so this is not a huge deal. I really do love the monolithic suppressor in this game. Like, if you're looking for 1 to 2 burst kills, then this attachment allows you to extend that damage range at which you can get those easy 1 or 2 burst kills, then it's really powerful attachment. I wouldn't recommend any other muzzle option here. The compensator is usually quite good as a second slot, but I don't think it's really necessary on this particular weapon. So in the muzzle slot, we've got everyone's favorite monolithic suppressor, and that is the perfect place to start as the first attachment for this best class setup in Season 3. Next, we've got the barrel slot, and you normally know that we would go for a damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control option, but here we've got the real star of this show. Unlocked at rank 46, which is the final rank of the Renetti pistol, which is absolutely insane for a pistol, but we've got the MK3 burst mod for the Renetti. With this, we do get a boost to our fire rate, and it also gives us obviously a 3-round burst while reducing our recoil control a bit, but again, not too big of a deal. This does allow us to fire 3 bullets in a burst that fires insanely quickly. Like, you can just send bulk bullets down range without even thinking about it, and you can just shred people, especially those dumb enough to get close enough to you, which is where the 1 burst potential really does lie. I did say this already, but you're kind of still effective at longer ranges, but I would recommend that you do get a bit closer than just sort of fighting and trying to snipe people across the map. You might as well be running the FR556 at that point. But if you're sort of smart about where you push and sort of get closer to your enemy as close as possible, you can really catch them out and do some serious work. I've seen people drop nukes with this, and I've actually had a 22 kill streak on Crash with this gun myself without the burst mod, so this pistol is absolutely insane, and that's why we've chosen the Mark III burst mod in this barrel slot, and it is the ultimate second attachment in this Renetti class setup. Next, we've got the trigger slot here, and it's obviously a huge option for most of the pistols, but here it's another carry attachment. We've got the lightweight trigger for the huge boost to our fire rate. This is one of the must-have attachments for the Renetti. Like, when you're leveling up this pistol, you will struggle to get many kills without the lightweight trigger, but with it, people really don't get too much of a chance to react. Plus, with this, the huge boost to our fire rate that does come from the burst fire barrel, we shoot absolutely rapid bursts at people and you just shred them. This can come into play mostly at those medium range engagements where you'll need to fire a couple of bursts in order to get the job done, and then you can send out 2 or 3 bursts in rapid succession, which makes you a real threat to people who aren't prepared. So of course, in the trigger slot, we do have the lightweight trigger, and it is a very powerful option to put in this overpowered Renetti class setup. Next, we do have one of the more interesting slots for this weapon. This stock slot only features 2 options here that look very similar. You almost don't notice the difference between them at first glance, but this one here has a nice little handle. Ooh, how cute is that? We've got the FTAC status CXS, and with this we do get recoil control, aim walking steadiness, and aiming stability at the cost of aim down sight speed and aim walking movement speed. Both of these stocks are actually pretty close in offering very similar stats, and they sort of help us control the gun very nicely. But with this, the CSX really does take the cake here. We are incredibly stable with this attached, and you'd want to be with a burst weapon. Like, you would want to be very accurate. This thing with the recoil controlling attachment is pretty much a laser. You can fire off loads of bursts in very quick succession without too much recoil, and that makes you very effective at even sort of long-ish ranges. I think I undersold just how powerful this thing is. At medium ranges, a 2-burst kill still happens very quickly, and with good accuracy, you'll be able to be insanely powerful. So to help us stay on target with this cute little handle, we've got the FTAC status CSX in the stock slot, and there's a fantastic 4th attachment for this overpowered Renetti class setup. And lastly, we are looking at the ammo slot here. With this, we want as many bullets as possible, so we can basically send endless bursts down range. So we've chosen here the 27-round mags. Why is it not the 30-round mags for 10 full bursts? I'll never know, but the stock Renetti does have a 15-round magazine that can feel a little bit short sometimes, especially when another enemy does round the corner. After you've just fired 2 or 3 bursts to kill an enemy, you would normally only have 2 bursts left to try and kill them. Basically, we need more bullets here. 27 rounds in a mag is 9 bursts, so you're way more effective against more than one enemy, and you can actually fire for quite a long time with 27 rounds. I actually do love this weapon so much. It did take me a while to get it to where I wanted it to be. It's certainly a struggle until you do unlock the right attachments, but once you do, you are very powerful and pretty much unstoppable. And that's why we've got the 27 round mags to help us keep shredding people, which is a perfect last slot on this class. Right, so again, this is our full class setup here with all the attachments, and I just love this class, but I've not really made this clear enough yet. The Renetti class with this class setup is an absolute melt machine, and you can equip this on a primary if you do want to, or you can even rock what I've been doing and use it in your primary slot. The MP5 on this class setup that I've got here really is only just for show, and it really does allow the Renetti to shine with the fully loaded perk on the MP5 here. We get an outrageous amount of bullets that we can go to work with this pistol, which is absolutely insane. I just love it so much. So for those of you who stuck around to the very end of this video to see all the explanation for all the attachments, I very much appreciate that, of course. If this did help you out at all, make sure you do leave a like and do subscribe with those notifications turned on if you are new around here, of course. It really does help me out by letting me know that you are enjoying the videos. We did, of course, somehow recently hit 900 subscribers, so 1,000 is just right around the corner, which is absolutely insane. So do help me get there, please. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you soon with the best class setup for the SKS as soon as possible. Bye!